What is this? Is this some absurd lighted mirror? This is very different from what I have seen. I've never seen anything like this, but it says I should be making a presentation for Mr. Termolin's sophomore class. Oh, his history class. My mistake. Now, how's this gonna get to his history class? This says in New Jersey. I live in Virginia. Well, might as well just send him from a letter. That's all I think I could do. Well, I might as well make this presentation for him. Alright. Well, hello there. I'm Thomas Jefferson. I was born on April 13th, 1743. I was born on a plantation, unlike you guys probably watching. My father and my mother, my father's name was Peter Jefferson, and my mother's name was Jane Randolph. They were very successful on their plantation, and oh boy, we had the money. I was able to go to college. I was able to do anything I wanted. We had horses, cows, and many animals. It was just amazing. But unfortunately, I didn't get to know my father that long because when I turned 14, he passed away. I was very devastated. We had a huge funeral, and oh boy, I remember the day right now. I can remember all the events. Well, moving on to my young life, because there's much more to me when it gets more advanced, you could say. I decided I wanted to study law, and so I decided to go to the College of William and Mary in Williamsburg, Virginia, which I'm not sure where that is right now. I decided to go to college in 1762. I'm no math expert, but that's a very long time ago compared to whatever year it is now, 2020 it seems like. But then, I decided college wasn't my thing, so I dropped out and I went to study law on my own. So next up, I was married to my beautiful wife, Martha. But unfortunately, we love to have children. We have children left and right. I had about 6 children with her. I did have 6 children with her. But unfortunately, I hope I see her again soon. Up there. After the 6th child, Lucy Elizabeth, she died while giving birth. That was way back in 1772. So again, very, very long time ago. But there have been some other allegations that the Federalists have put up against me. But I'm not trying to get political yet. Not yet. When the big war came, hugest war I've ever experienced in my life. It was an interesting one, I tell you. You probably learned about it. It was the Revolutionary War. I did not participate in it. I used words. No guns. None of that. But I was a part of the Continental Congress. I was a successful man. And later, in 1779, I was even elected as governor of Virginia, where it was my own duty to protect the state against invasions. And then, just a few years later, in 1800, I was elected the President of the United States. I heard you guys have some man named Trump. Hear it everywhere. It's crazy. It was considered the Revolution of 1800. And to be real, I had never thought anything like it. It was a Federalist Party to an anti-Federalist Party. And the transfer was so smooth where it was amazing. There was no outbreaks. I was an anti-Federalist. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but I'm also known as a Democratic Republican leader. I believed that the federal government should have less power than our state governments. It just makes the most sense to us. Hopefully you comprehend what I'm saying. And, I had many accomplishments as the U.S. president. I defeated pirates, well, not myself, with the help of the Navy. We defeated pirates from North Africa, which is now called the Barbary War. And the biggest thing that most people hear about in their history classes is the Louisiana Purchase. Now, I wasn't sure at all whether it was constitutional. I will be totally real. But you know that little piece of paper? I watched the movie National Treasure, I believe it's called. That little paper that they're all fighting for. Guess whose name was on it? Me. But getting back to Louisiana Purchase, I didn't know if it was constitutional. I didn't know enough. So I had to make a very wise decision about it. And to be real, it was an amazing offer. 3 cents an acre. Sure, that's a lot less nowadays, but 3 cents an acre. Bet you can't even believe that. So I thought the French were being generous, and I was like, hey, pardon that pause. Seems like this device didn't capture all of my quotes or what I was saying. Kind of weird. But I was like, hey, that's a great deal. So I took Napoleon's offer, and then we had a ton of land with us. We had sufficient land, and most of it is all of it is actually in the United States today, and it is amazing. It amazes me to what people of 2020 have done. 4 years later, I sent Lewis and Clark. Because, alright, before we get into Lewis and Clark, when you buy land, you don't just buy it and just leave it. You gotta know what's going on in there. So I sent 2 men named Lewis and Clark in 1804 to explore the new territory. And also, I allowed them to make trades, and I wanted them to make good relations with the natives in the area. But then, 5 years later, I was like, my time is done in the elected office. I need to take a break. And unfortunately, you're talking to a ghost, or you're not talking, you're listening to a ghost. Hopefully I'm the only one so far. But, I died at the age of 74 in 1826, which that's like 90, look, I did math, 94 years ago. I didn't even study too much math. I was in law. But July 4th, 1826. That was the day I'm out. I passed away. Well, I hope you guys learned plenty in this presentation. Because Thomas Jefferson, he's an important guy. He's done many things. Telling you for myself. I experienced many of these things, and they're very interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed this presentation. I will send this to you through the letter. Thank you for listening.